Good. Jeff, what can you say about the way Frank Harris played today?
Um, Kid's incredible. I mean, he really is. Just his leadership, his skill. I mean, we kept, we had getting the kickoff return, called back for a touchdown. We had a lot of just plays that we were just about to put him away. His leadership, just the way he carries on the sideline. Everybody really believes in the kid, and it's fun to watch him. It's fun to coach him. And I've never taken that for granted. I know y'all have heard me say it a million times. He wanted to play against Army, he wanted to play against Tennessee, and he probably could have pulled. I'm not saying he'd have beaten them, but he would have probably played. I just didn't want to see him look like a shell of himself. So crazy how good he looked tonight. We didn't let him do much for 3 weeks, and then he got going again this week. And thrilled for the kid, man. And how about the other kid too? You got to see two great quarterbacks play tonight. Exciting game.
Was there any doubt Frank would be out there today? How did that play through the week and in pregame?
There was no doubt he would be out there. Right when we didn't let him play against Army, we just didn't want to tell you guys.
What does he bring to the offense that's just different from when he's not there? How does it change things for you guys?
You can't replace starting darn near 50 games. You can't replace two-time conference champions. Kid's made so many plays in his life. It's just hard to do that. And I don't think it needs to be. It needed to be the reason we got beaten by Tennessee and Army, because we didn't have Frank. We did not play good defense, and we didn't play real good tonight again. So we got to give credit to Warner, of course, but we've got to get that cleaned up over there. And that they did make plays when it was time, and they created a couple of turnovers that really got our offense going too. So we got to give them credit for that. And they had a huge stop there in the very end. But that's 3 weeks in a row now.
We talked all through the last couple weeks about some of the chatter around the team. How much was some of this stuff a motivating factor today? How much did the guys kind of feed off of that atmosphere?
Well, I mean, I'd like to tell you we don't listen to y'all at all, but that's just not the truth. It's just new generation. It is what it is. We can't keep it quiet anymore. In the old days, you could literally just tell them, go get in your truck and drive home. Don't talk to anybody. You can't get on your phone without an alert. I mean, I told you. I mean, I don't think it's really like direct that gets to us. We get it accidentally. I mean, it's usually our friends or our parents are like, that dang Greg Luca, I want to kill him for saying that. I'm like, come on, Mom, he's just doing his job, right? But then Greg must have said something, right? So it's not like we're like reading or looking for it. It just lands in our lap, and everywhere you go, it's like, what's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong, and you get tired of saying, it's never as good as you think, it's never as bad. And we lost 2 really close games in non-conference that we usually win, and we didn't win them because of some things we didn't do well. And we did some of those things better tonight, but there's still a lot to clean up.
What did it mean to start your tenure in this conference with the win in your first league game?
It's big. But enough hadn't been said about that's 11 in a row for these kids. Enough hadn't been said about they're going for their 3rd consecutive conference championship. And I get it. I wouldn't be saying it either if I were the people out there. We haven't played well enough to deserve that credit. So I'm not there saying that, Greg, at all. But our kids know who we are, right? They really know who we are. And it doesn't mean we're perfect. We've never been perfect. But for the people that have followed us for 4 years, that's about what it's looked like about 98% of the time. You're just ready to give up on them, and you're like, here they come back again. And you think we're done, and there's somebody makes a play again. It's just who they are, man. They're a bunch of freaking winners in that locker room, and I'm really happy for them.
You mentioned the defensive effort. How important was it to have some of those turnovers that came through today and kind of spark some things in the first half?
It was. We dropped a couple. We had the touchdown, and it was a good call. But the very call they got Jamori reached out and literally like his finger grabbed his face mask. The very call they got him on, it was a good call, is the one he made the exact same play, which calls the strip sack that we almost scooped and scored, but we scored on the next play, right? DeJuan Griffin, who should have intercepted the first touchdown, he's the one that rips the ball out and gets our first turnover. So that's the thing I'm most proud of about our kids is just they just bounce back. Chris Carpenter had the big drop on the slant, starts raining as hard as it had the whole game, punt. He makes a heck of a play catching that ball on the punt and gets about 5 or 6 yards. Those plays matter. It all adds up.
Was there something that was missing on the defensive side overall that they had as many yards as they did?
We didn't get to him, and when we did, they made incredible catches. We didn't match some of the stuff in our zone stuff very well. We didn't really want to go after him and play a lot of man because he just gets rid of the ball so quickly. We just didn't have many answers, to be honest with you, Greg. I wish I could tell you we did. We just didn't. We just made one more play than they did and got 2 turnovers and a critical stop there in the end. Our kids just competed, but we didn't match their stuff very well, and they also had a great game plan, did a good job again.
You guys are also starting to get some injuries racked up on the defensive side. How much of a challenge is that at this point in the year?
It's big, and it had a lot to do tonight, so thanks for noticing, but it's next man up. And we just got hit in a couple of spots really hard, and we didn't match some things. But it doesn't matter. Healthy teams don't win championships, tough ones do. And we'll get some more kids out there, and we'll figure it out, and we'll be better next week.
Was it an injury for Matterson? I didn't see him out there.
It's an injury. Yeah, all of them are injuries. No suspensions, all injuries. I wish they were suspensions, then I know they'd be back for sure.
And I think we saw Justin Burke upstairs today. Was that the first time you guys did it that way?
Yes, it is.
Why did you want to go that route?
I just think it's better for our team right now for him to do that, and he did a fantastic job. I'm really happy for Justin. Really am. I mean, there's not a more servant-minded person in the world. He keeps his head down and works, and from the heck our kids have caught, and he's caught, and our staff's caught, for them to come out there and execute as cleanly as they were tonight was pretty incredible.
Did it make a big difference in terms of being able to make adjustments in the game, or how did that impact things?
No, I've known Justin a long time, and I look back at the bowl game, and he called an incredible game in the bowl game. And I thought we had some stuff down the field where he just needed to be up top, and we get Sean, near Frank, who coaches him more. This was just some common sense. And it's not that big a deal. I really think Bert looked at the weather forecast, and he decided to put Sean down the field, and he'd go up in the box so Sean could get wet today. Bert was dry the whole time.
Thanks, Jeff. Listen, if anybody says I said something bad about you, it's not true.
I wouldn't.